All right, hello everyone. Here we are back for hole 7 here. And you're going to want something with quite a bit of topspin. Well, assuming that we're not going to get some massive headwind, which I really highly doubt. But we'll see. Let's just close that down real quick. Get into this game. These tournament delays, in my opinion, just kind of ruin this tournament. I wouldn't even, if it was me, I wouldn't even be interested in playing this tournament. It looks like we do get the massive tailwind, sorry. So what I'm pretty much going to try to do, which I'll typically try to do here, is a perfect ball. And you can see with where I'm aiming, it might be pointed over here. But with the curl, I expect it to land over here. So that's more or less what I'm doing here. And essentially going full, perfect ball. I expect it to land about 10 rings down, so very close to the top of the fairway. So there you can see where it lands. And this puts us up here plenty down far enough. It's going to be a nice risk reward. You should be able to still pull that off with a POC 4 pretty easily. POC 3, a POC 4. Hardest part about that shot is going to be the accuracy of it. So actually getting it to thread up through here, there's not much margin of error. If, it's the difference between perfect ball. Let's say I great balled it to the left. I would have probably crept on this rough. If I would have great balled it to the right, it might have actually clipped the rough and maybe there's not a lot of room for error. So you really got to be exacting with the way that you do it. And with that being said, look at this fairway. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. So you could get some really bad breaks trying to pull this shot off, but you can see I did pull it off. And when you get up here, the risk reward is going to pay off because I'm going to easily get my eagle, whereas my opponent, as you can see, they're even laying up. So this hole is going to be a defining hole for sure. And as I mentioned, I like going for that perfect ball timing. It's a lot more consistent than trying to do some kind of hook. So that's the main reason that I like that. And I can do some kind of slice shot around these trees here. So what I'll typically do is try to put it up towards the front here. If I'm assuming that I want to try to land it somewhere around here, I'm going to maybe go one full target over. Plus, I'm going to need to pull it back. Wow, that's min club. I'm right at min club. Can you believe that? So let's just try this at min club. So see how this plays out. You got to start somewhere with how much I'm curling it, and you can see it's actually not enough. I need to just get kind of a starting idea as to how much to go. There's so few times that I set up at min club and have to hit a shot like that. So it made it, kind of challenging. I could even switch down to long iron here in this situation. You can see how far I am. And, most of the time when I do slice shots like that, it's at max club. So with that being said, I wasn't sure pulling back if I would have to go less rings because it's less flight time. So that's basically what I was kind of using for my rationale as to what I did there. Another thing that we can do is we'll be able to go to the backbone club. So as I mentioned, we can kind of play this just a little bit different and kind of hook it this way. So I could probably go into some power here and, essentially just kind of point it over here and try to land it somewhere up in here somewhere. And that should be, maybe a full overpower shot. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to get kind of a frame of reference. It looks like I hit that tree again. So once again, I, completely butchered both of those. But you got to get a starting point. Like if you just got to get an idea of where, you are, what doesn't work. Once you figure out what doesn't work, we can work about figuring out what does work. So now that I've made a mistake with both, the next time that we come back, and I'll make sure that I take another shot from the fairway, even if I don't get it into the fairway on my next guide, do check that out, because I'm at least going to, pitch it out into the fairway if I don't get it in play off the tee with the first attempt. So be on the lookout for that. You'll just have to play around with it. I mean, you can see where I aimed. You can see it wasn't enough. I was probably about wrong by, at least a target on both. So I needed to go at least an extra target on both of those. So that's what I would do the next time around, is I'll just try to do a little bit more. And hopefully we'll be able to get it. But let's just say, you guys do make this mistake. So let's just try to size this up here, just so you can get a general sense. I feel like this is maybe about 10 per ring or so, right in this range. So if I'm at 10 per ring, well, I'm kind of having a glitchy guide as well. Trying to get a spot that isn't glitchy. Doesn't look like I can really find one. Here's one. It's still glitchy. So as I mentioned, I'm thinking about 10 per ring, so I'm only going to go about a ring here. And I called a great ball anyway. And it looks like I got it. However, I'm sure I under-adjusted there slightly. Landing on that fairway is not going to be the easiest thing. I'm going to still forfeit anyway. I just wanted to show you guys that shot just in case, you do wind up in the tree. You can see that I was basically going through the trees, which is something you don't want to do. So ideally what you're going to have happen is you go around the trees and just try to get that distance down. And as I mentioned, once I, make a mistake once, I'm assuming the next time it's going to be virtually guaranteed. And just keep in mind, that's a territory that I'm not ever at distance-wise. I'm never at Min Club Wood. I'm never doing long iron slice shots. So, that's very isolated cases in the game. It pretty much comes down to that hole and that hole only when you do a shot like that. And more often than not in tour play, I'm not driving it up there and needing to go around the trees like that. So it's just highly unusual. But, seeing the way that it works, we'll just learn from our mistakes and get it right the next time. So good luck there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.